Enfield Bacoor, meron silang pa-test ride for the Himalayan 650 and Himalayan 450 and the Super Meteor 650. Ayan, may pa free pizza sila and inside meron silang pa coffee. Social. May pa free coffee sila from Upshift Cafe. Okay, so para sa mga nagtatanong, pricing for the Himalayan 450, this one, yung base nila, that's the Casa Brown, 450cc, actually it's 452. The price is 339,000, down payment na ng 101,700, plus insurance, plus everything. So 101 is for the percentage ng SRP niya. Tapos monthly amortization for 3 years is 8,111.05. Is a mid variant nila. This is the Slate Himalayan Salt and the Slate Poppy Blue. That's 349,000, 104,740 down payment, and the monthly amortization for 3 years, that's 8,350.31. Is top of the line nila, the premium, as in Comet White and Handle Black. This one is 359,000 SRP. Down payment is 107,700, and the monthly amortization for 3 years is 8,589.57. For the Super Meteor 650, yung base nila is the 650 Astral that comes in black, blue, and green. Again, the 650 displacement, the SRP is 439,000. Down payment is 131,700. Amortization for 3 years is 10,503.68. The mid variant is the Super Meteor 650 Interstellar that comes in gray and green. The SRP is 449,000. Down payment is 134,700, and the monthly amortization for 3 years is 10,742.95. And the top of the line nila, yung Celestial, comes in blue and red. Ito yung may windscreen and this comes with single touring seat and with the backrest. That's 459,000, down payment of 137,700, and monthly amortization of 10,982.21. So there you have it, pricing for Royal Enfield units. And we're on our way home from the test ride event ng Royal Enfield. So we were able to test out the Himalayan 450 and the Super Meteor 650. Nakakapanibago yung riding position kasi I rode two consecutive bikes na upright sitting position, tapos yung isa naka mid control, yung isa naka front control, and now I'm back on my Cafe Racer, the Suzuki SB650X na nakayuko, naka semi rear set ang dating niya. So nakakapanibago, talagang mararamdaman mo ngayon yung difference ng riding on a cruiser, riding on an adventure bike. The differences are there sa sitting position, how the bike performs, yung the power, the differences in the power. Both yung isa is naka single cylinder, yung 650 Meteor, that one's on a parallel twin, and what I have here is naka V-twin naman. So yun yung mga basis ko when I'm doing the reviews. It's the experience. It's not just basically specs, but it's the experience of riding different kinds of motorcycles. So kung alin ba ang next bike, will it be an adventure bike, will it be a cruiser na sobrang ilap sa akin? I don't know why. I've yet to see. Depends kapag kung kailan makaipon ng pambili, of course. And kung ano talaga yung mas kakailanganin. Will I need an adventure bike or a cruiser for my next bike? So definitely mukhang keeper na tong 650X ko. At gustong-gusto rin to ng anak ko kasi. And yun nga, if I want power, if I want speed na di man talaga ako top speed, this bike is sufficient. Or yeah, I'm contented with this one. So I'm just in the market for another bike na pwedeng idagdag sa stable natin. Medyo talagang out of necessity. Will it be an adventure bike? Kasi nga nawiwili akong bumiyahe-biyahe ulit ng long range. Uh, and ilan sa mga binabiyahe namin are on rough terrains. So, doon, of course, doon mas applicable yung adventure bike, and and hindi siya awkward lagyan ng mga side panniers, hindi siya awkward lagyan ng top box. Okay siya pang kahit anong terrain yun, pang kahit anong condition. For the cruiser naman, of course, that's for city riding, for long range cruising, na as much as possible even roads, paved roads. Kasi syempre, the suspension naman ng cruiser is different compared to the adventure bike. So, different worlds, different purposes ng mga motor. And that's why I have this. I have a scooter at home, and that's why I'm looking for a different bike for a different purpose. Okay, I hope in the future uh, we're also gonna be able to test ride the Honda NX500 kasi isa yun sa mga kino-consider ko rin. The displacement is a bit higher than the Himalayan 450. The Honda NX500 has 471cc for the engine. The Himalayan is 452cc, so small difference of 19cc's lang. But there's a small difference also in torque and power. I'm also checking kung pwede ba isama sa list na pagpipilian yung uh, Benelli TRK 502X, or kung ilalabas nila yung 552X which is naka-tubeless na, then that will be a game changer for me. That will be a major deciding factor. Pati syempre, of course, yung price. So matagal-tagal pa naman na ipunan to. It's not like tomorrow bibili na, the next week bibili na. Still have enough time to scout other motorcycles kung para malaman ano pa talaga ang next bike. Kasi syempre hindi naman biro maglabas ng pera. And hindi naman malit na halaga rin 'yan. That's an investment for me. So that's why talagang iisipan ko maigi and pinag-iipunan ng maayos. Siguro kung medyo pantay yung power ng Enfield at ng Honda NX500. Power, displacement, torque, specs, everything. I think I'll be leaning more on the Himalayan 450 kasi um, talagang I'm into classic looking bikes. Like what I have at home. We have a Vespa, Cafe Racer. So, kaya may timbang sa akin yung Himalayan 450 eh. But again, with the small difference on displacement, may matimbang pa rin sa akin yung Hima over the NX500. But then again, I will have to wait kung ano ang kapag ano ang feel ko kapag nasakyan na yon. One thing I'm considering bakit Hima kasi less plastic parts, talagang almost bare siya. So less parts to clean, less parts to maintain. Kaya kaya siguro that's one reason why I love classic bikes. Less parts to break. And we're back home. So it's a good experience sa test ride ng Royal Enfield. And that's my kid, and that's his cousin. Okay, so fresh off from the test ride, good experience. Thank you very much, Royal Enfield Bacoor, for giving us the opportunity to test ride those two gorgeous machines.